I guess you could call this episode 2 of this rig rundown series, where I'm kind of running you through all of the gear that I use. Last week we talked about the amp, and this week we're going to start talking about the guitars that I use. So first up is this Gibson SG Faded from 2017. And, this was the first guitar that I ever really got to call mine. Because when I started out, I was using that PV amp back there, and, it's not in the room right now, but a 70s Fender Music Master that my dad used in high school. So kind of started out with that. And so this was the first guitar that I really got to call, mine, and, really kind of spend some time with it. And, break it in. And I beat this thing up so much. Like the fretboard, you can kind of see, I swear, someone's not going to believe, but I clean it, every time I do a string change and stuff, but the fretboard just gets so gumped up again. Everything about it's still a stock, never switched anything out. And the pickups are, what are they? I looked at the website the other day, I think they're like the 490. I don't really know too much about the pickups in them, but they sound good, so that's all you need, right? But of course, the big influence for, picking up the SG was, of course, Angus Young from AC/DC. And, of course, you got guys like Tony Iommi, too, from Sabbath, who are kind of synonymous with the SG as well. And for me, I messed around with a lot of stuff, like, Les Pauls, hollow bodies, but for me, I really think the SG is my favorite type of body style, because it really is, like, the most comfortable for me. It's very lightweight, and I'm not the tallest guy in the world, so, as much as I love playing a Les Paul, playing it for, like, an hour or more, kind of starts to hurt my shoulder after quite a while. But with the SG, I can just throw it on and play it for hours on end. And the thing that I love the most about the SG, besides the look, of course, is that you have access from fret 1 all the way to fret 22 without having to kind of cramp your hand to the side or, anything like that at all. It's just easy access everywhere. Like, I think kind of a cool example of that is, there's in Let There Be Rock from AC/DC, the very last bit of the solo. And this is kind of, I can just show you, runs like that going up the fretboard, it's very easy because you don't have to kind of cramp your hand to the side. You can just kind of power through and go. And yeah, so like I said, I really think, I messed around with a bunch of stuff, but for me, the SG really is kind of the guitar that I think really kind of I gravitate to the most. I don't really know what else there is much to talk about it. I mean, I can run you through some of the sounds really quick. You heard a bit of the bridge pickup there at the intro and that, the Let There Be Rock bit. But, just a nice, warm, it's just kind of that classic humbucker kind of sound. And, on this type of guitar, I typically kind of use the bridge pickup primarily. With the middle position, what I like for, like, the middle position, I like that kind of Zeppelin-y, kind of Jimmy Page kind of honk. This guitar, I've tried to kind of get that honk out, but I never really could. Like, the Les Paul kind of does that job a bit better. But, this is what that sounds like. It's sort of there, but it's not, it doesn't quite have that bitiness to it that I like. But it still sounds cool. And then for the neck pickup, it's just really warm and sweet sound. And roll down the tone a bit too, you can kind of get it to muddy up a bit. Real sweet sounding. So I guess that's kind of everything there is to talk about. So like I said, it's a 2017 Faded SG. Definitely one of my favorites and one of my go-tos. I hope this was kind of helpful. I hope this was helpful. I hope you got something out of it. So yeah, I guess that kind of sums everything up for this video. So I'll see you guys next week, and we'll talk about, well, we'll keep that a surprise. Take care, guys. I'll see you for the next one.